Greetings, everybody. Serpentine451 here, and welcome back to another episode of Weeb Warriors. 2 weeks late. Almost 3 weeks late. Well, with that, I am going to be giving you guys not one, but 2 episodes within close to a week. So yeah, this is going to be for a large chunk of the 2 weeks that I missed due to my own mixture of laziness and, let's just say, a lot of shit popping up. So, allow me to basically cycle on back everything that we can talk about. Specifically, let's talk about the new additions here, like Horimiya, episodes 2 and 3. Both solid episodes dedicated to our characters. Very good, especially episode 3, which is the most recent episode that I watched. It really exploring Miyamura's whole backstory with him being a fairly odd individual. And the fact that both of them said that they love each other, albeit they didn't admit it to themselves, but they do love each other. And I think that's fucking beautiful. And we get to meet new characters, get to see more expanse. Well, we get to see more about the other characters we were introduced to, and I cannot wait to see more. Then let's go to Cells at Work, Code Black, which, this is going to be fucking chunky. So let's go with episodes 2 through 5. Because for some ungodly reason, they decided to dump episodes 2 through 4 during 1 week. So you have exploration with alcohol and how alcohol is detoxed in the liver. And we get to see the cells that work with detoxing stuff in the liver. And we also get to see how an erection works in this fucking nutty manga. And we also got to see how ED and fucking Viagra work. It is fucking crazy. And on top of that, episode 4, we get to see the white blood cells, which are the thickest cells. And I mean, these bitches are thick. They get fucking riches, my guys. Or they fight fucking gonorrhea cells. And they are saved by fucking penicillin. It is great. And then you have a fucking bolt spot happening in episode 5 due to overwork, where the T cells decide to attack hair follicle cells for no goddamn reason, because they thought they were cancer cells or some foreign entity. It was fucking insane. And now let's move on to other shows like Cells at Work proper. Let's go with episodes 2 and 3, where they gain acquired immunity in a Pirate's Patch, where a couple viruses decide, oh, I want to do some mad shit. But I'm led to this fucking, bar where I get jumped on and killed by every fucking aggressive cell within the body to make sure I die. Then you have dengue fever and acne happening in episode 3, where a fever due to a mosquito bite infected a certain cell which were designed like fucking old-timey butlers, where they put on Tengu mask and grabbed a fucking branch and started whipping up winds within the body. And then acne, how it's presented in this world, is fucking insane. Pure madness. And then let's go to Promised Neverland, episodes 2 and 3, where we get introduced to the shrouded individuals. Majika and and Sunjo, on Sunji. I think it's Sunji or Sunjo. I think it's either or. They teach the kids how to defend themselves, and that was in episode 2, mostly. And in episode 3, we get them actually going to a warehouse sooner or later. After a while, where they have plenty of food, they're safe, but they find something devastating. Oh, thanks. Anyway, let's go to the shows that are returning. Well, actually, let's get to Slime. So, with that, we have Rimuru talking to the delegates from the Animal Kingdom, and they actually they broker a deal where they can actually give this land a bunch of liquor. I mean, I got to see a fucking tiger bitch drink booze from a giant bowl in tiger form. It was amazing. And then we also get to see the Dwarven Kingdom just being an absolute fucking mad lad, man. It's some good shit. Absolutely good shit. And then, on top of that, Dr. Stone is here. Dr. Stone, Stone Wars is here. Season 2 is here, ladies and gentlemen. And the first 2 episodes are here. It's going to be fucking crazy. It's amazing. Well, anyway, the plan to basically lull Tsukasa's empire into clandestine submission is brought to us by our mentalist, who's going to mess with those individuals' minds by sounding like the famous pop star that was mentioned in the last season. I only say it the last season because her name escapes me, and I'm sorry. So, Senku employed Crom, Magma, and the Mentalist to take the cell phone over to Tsukasa's empire close by just to implement this plan. On top of that, Homura decides to scout out like she's intended to see what's going on with what Senku and the others are planning. And she ultimately gets captured. That's in episode 2. All in episode 2. And we also get to see Homegirl and our homeboy come back after a good long gap within the series. And it's good to see them again. And let's go back to Jujutsu Kaisen, which came back too. Episodes... Well, I'm going to say they just started the Kyoto Sister School fight arc, where mostly we're introduced to the students from the Kyoto School, if I haven't mentioned it already, in the episode that was 2 weeks ago, which, again, I'm sorry, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I'm sorry. Then we have, on top of that, the fights that begin to happen here is some wild and crazy shit. We get to see our boy Yuji fight against the big dude that loves the idol, where they ultimately become friends, at least in that dude's mind. And Yuji's like, man, I don't know what the fuck you're on, bro. And we get to see just everybody thinking, yes, since Yuji is the fucking vessel of Secunda, he is a major threat to all sorcerers, and he should be eliminated, which ultimately was what the Kyoto School had in mind, so they wanted to get rid of him. And they tried to do that, but they ultimately failed when the Tokyo School classmates decided to band together and think of a plan, because they knew exactly what they were going to do. And we also get to see Homegirl again with the blue hair, but she wields a fucking sword like a champion. And during one of the scroll bits, you have fucking Sensei is like, I'm looking for a nice girl that it is sweet and wholesome, because all the female characters, like all the female students, are like, nah, if you're not my type. Fucking Sebastian Stan was mentioned by name, and fucking Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer fucking Lawrence. That was fucking hysterical to me, because we know that fucking Yuji Itadori loves fucking Jennifer Lawrence. That's hilarious to me. But like, speaking of anime news, which I know I'm probably late to a lot of things, but one of the things is that fucking Goblin Slayer is going to be coming back this year on top of everything else. It's amazing. And also Japan wants to like try to like put a copyright strike law against fucking cosplayers because of the nonsense that happens when it comes to cosplayers. Oh my god. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. If there was like a break and if it sounds weird, well, there are big reasons for that. But I'm not going to get into those. Anyway, guys, this has been Serpentine451. I'll catch you with this week's episode of Weeb Warriors on Wednesday. Alright, see you then.